Here in England, there's about 97,888 ways to say you're drunk. Hey guys, it's Amanda. So you all know how much I love learning slang. So I thought it's time to do another video, but this time it's Scottish slang. More specifically, handy Scottish words to know. And to be honest, I should have watched this one a few weeks ago before we went on holiday to Scotland, as it would have come in handy. Duh. Before I dive into the video, what's your favorite Scottish slang word or just your favorite slang? Put it in the comments.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to give you some handy words to know when visiting Scotland. So I thought today it'd be nice and handy if I just gave you a list of Scottish slang words that you might hear when you're here visiting Edinburgh, and then you'll have a clue at what people are saying to you. So the first obvious one to kind of start with is one you'll hear all over the place. Ken. Not the name, not the person. Ken. Which also should include Dinny Ken. Ken means no, as in I know or I don't know. And Dinny means I don't. So Dinny Ken means I don't know. You'll hear Ken a lot. You'll also hear Ken what I mean? Meaning do you know what I mean? Asking you a question. Let me give you an example. What's the time? I dinna ken. Next up, alright. Now this has got a lot of meanings.
So I actually knew that first one. I remember the first time I heard it, and I thought it had something to do with food. I don't know why in my mind, because I heard it like Denny Ken. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And Denny just reminds me of dinner. So in my head, I don't know, I put two and two together and voila, dinner. But I was obviously wrong.
Right means, are you alright? Alright, I agree. Or yes, I understand. It can mean a lot. It's generally a yes or how are you? That's the two things it means. So you might hear someone say, you alright? Are you okay? Yeah, meaning you. Added bonus there. Do you know what I mean? Alright. So that's an acknowledgement. So that's someone agreeing with you. Next up, bra. Now, bra means
2 for 2. But I suppose living in England, I've heard, well, the equivalent, all right, for years. All right? All right? Just asking, are you all right? But not actually asking, like, how are you, like, for a full story. I'm curious, actually. Obviously, it's used in Scotland. I wonder if that's a term that's used all over the UK, like in Wales and Northern Ireland. Just curious. Let me know in the comments.
bra means nice, lovely, good. Bra means that looks good. Oh, that's bra. That's nice. That's good. So you can use it in any sort of context, as in for looking good, or it's nice. Look at this picture. Oh, that's bra. Next up, juice or fizzy juice. Now this is maybe a little bit more Edinburgh specific. Juice can almost mean anything non-alcoholic, not water or not milk. Okay, so if it's not milk, not water, and not alcoholic, it's juice. Anything. That could be orange juice, apple juice, fizzy juice. Fizzy juice is pop or carbonated drink. It will be called a fizzy juice. It's juice. Fizzy juice, juice. Next up, blether. Blether is talking a lot.
Soda. I'm assuming, obviously, fizzy juice would be soda, because you said carbonate. I'm just curious, is soda just more of like a term used mainly in in America? I'm not saying it's not used here in England. I have heard people say it, but it's more, those people say like pop or Coke. And sometimes that's used to mean just like soda in general. Don't know.
It's talking a lot or talking rubbish, really. If you would say, oh, you're a blether, it can either mean, oh, you talk a lot, or you talk a lot of rubbish. A plural of that would be blethering, as in you're going on a bit, you're blethering. Next up, and if you're out for a good night in Edinburgh, then you're probably going to hear this a lot.
So here in England, you might say, that's a load of tosh, hogwash, rubbish. And in the US, you might say, that's a load of baloney or garbage or gibberish. There are so many words to mean the same thing depending on what country you're in and also what part of the country you're in. That's why I like it so much because it's never ending.
Reeking. Now, this is just one of about a million different words we've got for being drunk, but it is one that we use the most. I'm reeking, he was reeking, she was reeking, they were reeking, I got reeking last night, reeking, drunk. Now, this is one you probably won't hear as much. Chore. Chore means to steal. Choring, I chored it.
Sorry, going back, reeking, I would have thought that means like you smell. In the US, if you haven't showered in a week, you might say, oh, you reek, or that fish reeks. It's just really smelly. I like it being used for intoxicated though. Like in the US, I feel like we don't have that many like cool words. We would just say drunk, smashed, I guess. Here in England, there's about 97,888 ways to say you're drunk. Some of my favorites are merry, battered, trolleyed, bladdered. There's so many. There's so many to choose from. And see, you came here thinking you're going to learn Scottish slang, and you're getting some English and American slang as well. Every day's a school day.
He chored it, she chored it, they chored together. So choring is not something you would do around the house, it's not something you would do to earn your pocket money or anything, although it probably is that as well. But chore means to steal. Next up, spraff. Now spraff, kind of the same as leather. You're spraffing, that's what you would say to someone else as well. You're spraffing. He talks a load of spraff. Rubbish, really. Again, you're talking rubbish. And last, but by no means least, but definitely one you'll need in Edinburgh, dreich. Dreich is a description of the weather, and it's usually bad weather. Bad, rainy, miserable weather. Or also, dour. It was looking dour, it was dour outside. Oh, outside is out as well. Go on, I'm just giving you loads of extra words here as well. Added bonus you didn't know. But yeah, dreich, dour, both means bad weather, rainy weather, miserable outside. And I think that'll do you to get you started, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up.
So I guess most hoods were based around Edinburgh, but I thought it was quite interesting. Chore was definitely a weird one. That just sounds weird to me. Like, so, oh, he chored my chips. That cheeky monkey. Chore just is like, well, just something that you do around the house, like you said. Like, oh, doing the laundry. But yeah, I thought there were some good ones on there. Weather-wise, though, I'm going to say this wrong. Door. We had amazing weather in Scotland, so we wouldn't have had to even use those words. Sun. That's it. That's what we had. Warm, sunny weather. Incredible. I loved it. I love slang. I love that most of the time it doesn't sound anything like what it actually means. I love that every country has their own terms. Hundreds, maybe thousands of them. They're always so much fun to use, especially when people have no idea what you're on about. Unless you're on the other end of that, which is usually me, and you're just left scratching your head. But I do wonder how certain slang was created. Assuming it starts with one person and then gradually over time, many people start using it. How cool would that be? Like to come up with your own slang. I would love to do that. If you could create slang, what would it be and why? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button if that's what you're into, and I'll see you in the next video.